The perfect game. Great roleplay, good team and table chemistry, diverse and multifaceted NPCs, an experienced DM, grand payoffs for clever solutions to problems, the extreme highs and lows that result in character growth and amazing RP opportunities. A story with villains and heroes and twists and turns and hard choices throughout. The perfect game. Well, that's just some of what would make up a perfect game, the white whale of a D&D experience for me. Now, if I were to ask 100 people, I might get 100 different answers. Of course, there would be similar themes, but our experiences and what we look for in D&D quite often result in vastly different criteria for what we consider perfection. However, the question I posit to you isn't what would the perfect game look like, but what would happen once the perfect game came to an end? Would it affect your outlook, your expectations of future campaigns? Today's story gives us the perspective of a player in this situation. This is a story that is very relatable to me, and I'm sure to a lot of you. I'm Big Jesse, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, I guess in order for you to fully understand my situation, we have to go back to last year. I was in the most incredible D&D campaign, a campaign that exceeded all expectations of what I thought a simple ttrpg could offer. The DM was very experienced and homebrewed an immersive high fantasy open world campaign set in a fantasy school for heroes. He handcrafted personal arcs and homebrew magic items for each of our 4 characters. I was fully invested in the world, other characters, NPCs, and the intricate plot. I cried when the first arc revealed that our aberrant sorcerer was basically an orphan who had been picked up and experimented on. When the culmination of the campaign was that my patron, who had helped the party over and over again, was functionally collecting infinity stones that we had been giving him the entire time, I and the rest of the party at the table collectively lost our minds. The DM abandoned his entire plot and instead let us drive the narrative and explore the world with our own personal ambitions and goals being the focus, the compass that we would follow as we navigated the massive world and collectively wove the beautiful tapestry that told our story. To this day, I have never seen an open world game work that well. I happily woke up at 2 in the morning, even though I had to work that day, for nearly a year just to have the privilege of participating in that campaign. Just popping in real quick to say if you're not subscribed, subscribe. It's free. All right, let's get back at it. Now, I've been in a couple games since that have also been quite good and that I have enjoyed, but recently a friend wanted to run Descent into Avernus and kept asking me to play as he said he liked my RP style. Honestly, I am struggling to get invested into the game. I mean, the plot just seems so unrelated to our characters' goals and motivations, and it makes it so hard for me to find it engaging. The side quests feel generic and uninspired. The verbatim descriptions are long and bland. The worst part is that outside of a few too many homebrew rules, nothing is really wrong or bad. The whole experience is just fine. I can't really expect much more from a module. I keep thinking back to that amazing game of D&D and feel bad because honestly, that's clearly not a healthy expectation to have from my DM. My new DM told me as much when we had a chat about this, and to be frank, it is a reasonable enough point. It's just that now that I have gotten a taste of that sweet, intoxicating drug of a perfect campaign, I know how good D&D can be. I'm just not satisfied with average D&D anymore. Maybe I'm just burnt out of the game, but it feels so hard to have any passion, and I feel like I'm dragging the game down with my apathy. And now I can't help but come to the realization that I am definitely the horror story here. This is a really tough position to be in, not only because of an incredible campaign setting the bar so high that it makes other campaigns more difficult to enjoy, but also the fact that you're in a game you're not enjoying that's run by a friend. As far as the first part, there really isn't any easy advice that I know of. When I experienced a similar situation, I worked through it by putting complete trust into the table and the new DM. And honestly, I feel like we got super lucky because our new DM evolved into one of the most respectable and creative DMs that I know. Shout out to you, Steven, aka Dungeon Daddy. It's ridiculous. It's a table joke. Anyways, love you, man. Now, of course, you should never compare DMs, but that can be easier said than done. We all know we shouldn't, but I also know I struggled with that one for a little bit. But OP was right. It's an unfair expectation to put on any DM. The best you can do is remember that DMs have all kinds of different styles, and not many DMs have the ability or spare time necessary to create a similar experience as the DM from OP's perfect game. The best advice I can think of for OP is to try your hand at DMing and do your best to take everything you've learned and pass on that amazing experience that you once had to others. As far as not enjoying a current campaign, have a discussion with your DM. And at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, it's best for everyone if you politely back out. If you're not enjoying yourself at the table, then it will get noticed and end up taken away from everybody at the table. It's our responsibility as players to recognize that and do what's best for everyone, even if that means you have to have an uncomfortable conversation with a friend of yours. Let me know down in the comments whether you agree or disagree, and if you want to support the channel, the easiest way is to give this video a like and consider subscribing. It's free. Now, if you have a story of your own you'd like to share, or if you wanted to recommend one you'd like to hear me do, or if you just wanted to say hi, come join the Big Jesse Discord. Link is in the description. I'm Big Jesse, and thank you so much for watching. Later.